Hey, what is up, you guys? Chelsea Briggs here, and I'm so excited to be joined by Giuliana Rancic. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. You just dyed your hair, and it looks phenomenal.
I did just do it. I did it last night. It took me, the actual color itself probably took about less than an hour.
Really?
But then by the time I styled it and did a little reveal video, it was about 2 hours, yeah.
And the inspiration for this color?
I love experimenting with my hair and having fun with my hair. And I went from really dark to blonde about 8 months ago overnight. And people on Twitter went crazy, on social media went crazy. It was so much fun. People loved it or hated it. But I love that. You know, I love starting conversations. I love inspiring women to make a big change too. And I think with hair, what's great about hair is you can make a drastic change. You can change your look like this in less than an hour with hair color. But if you don't like it, you can always go back or tweak it. It's not a big deal, but chances are you're gonna love it, and why not rock a new look?
Well, and you said also, I mean, you're dealing with not just, 100 people at work, you're dealing with millions of people that are seeing your hair. So do you ever feel nervous when you're doing it?
Never.
No.
You know, I almost feel like the more pressure other people feel about the situation, like my hair and makeup girls, my friends, everyone's like, oh my God, are you crazy? You're, dyeing your hair drastically before the Oscars. And I'm like, yes, like I wouldn't do it if it wasn't before the Oscars. I always I like a challenge. And I like when I can do something that's a little risky. So I was not nervous at all.
Did you ask anyone for advice, Bill or anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ask Bill for advice. I kind of told him I was doing it, but Bill knows by now that when it comes to my hair and makeup and fashion, he kind of lets me, just go for it. And he trusts in me. He trusts that I'm making the right decision. The only thing he said is, please just don't go like pink or blue or lavender. He's like, please don't do like a bright color like that. He's like, maybe red or brunette. Bill really likes kind of that more natural side of me. I'm Italian, I have olive skin, and he likes when I look a little more Italian and I go back to my roots.
Would you ever do a pink or lavender?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I love it when I see it on other girls, love when it works on the right girl. But for me, it's not really true to me, so it doesn't feel right for me. And I think that that's part of all of this, is you have to, don't just do what you think is in style or trendy. You got to do what's right for you and your skin tone and your lifestyle.
Speaking of beauty, what's the best beauty advice you've ever received?
I think probably the best advice was from my mom. My mom, and she didn't say it to me. I just learned by example. We moved from Italy when I was a little girl to America, and we didn't have a lot in Italy. And so my mom always just used like a little bit of cream, very, very minimal products. And now in her 70s, my mom has beautiful skin and looks great. And I think that that's what I learned from her, that less is more. I think so many of us, it's like product after product and facials and this and that. It's like too much.
Yeah.
Your skin, it's sensitive. You gotta, I think less is more.
That's
for sure.
Good advice. I feel like right now, as I've gotten older, I've learned that bedtime facial routines are a really big thing. Can you share with us yours at all?
Yeah, I think, it's pretty easy. I just use one overall. I don't even use eye makeup remover unless I really have to. Like today I have more eye makeup on. But normally I just wash with a great facial cleanser, and then I'll put an under eye cream and a little bit of moisturizer, and that's it.
Nice.
So, you know what I've been doing actually, instead of moisturizer and eye cream, I've been just using a lot of oils are really big right now, face oils. So I'll just put oil all over, even under my eyes, my neck, my chest. That's important. And what I do too is anything left over, I make sure I rub on my cuticles to keep my cuticles nice and moist so they don't dry out. So any sort of leftover moisturizer or even eye cream is great on your cuticles. So, sometimes you pump out too much. So annoying. Just use it on your cuticles. That's
awesome. And obviously Oscars are upon us.
Yes.
Do you get nervous at all for carpets anymore?
No. It is the weirdest thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't. I'm going into, I think, my 13th Oscars,
that is insane.
Which is crazy. Where did the time go? And so, no, I don't get nervous as much as I get anxious and excited. I love it. And it's funny, right before you go out, of course, you're human, you have a couple nerves, but as soon as the red light comes on, all my nerves go out the door. And I'm just like, what's up, world? And I just have fun. That's awesome. I know that if you're watching for the Oscars, you want to have fun too.
Yeah.
So I try to show people a good time.
So many amazing trends this year we've seen. What's been your favorite and that you hope to see this Sunday more of?
I think we're going to see a lot of white dresses. Yours truly might be wearing white this Sunday, but I'm not saying it just because I'm wearing it. But I think white, icy blue.
I'm actually impressed you decided this far in advance.
I know. All right.
That's really...
Normally I keep it till like the day before, but yes. But probably, we're going to see icy blue. We saw a lot of icy blue in Zuhair Murad's show recently, and Elie Saab and Carolina Herrera. So some icy blues, but really the bold colors. I think white and bold colors. No black. Leave your black gown at home, ladies.
We don't want to see any black.
We don't want to see black. As gorgeous as a black dress may be in person, it just doesn't translate in pictures most of the time. You'll have a better chance of making a best dress list if you're in white or a bold color. And also natural. I think, the dress can be super dramatic at the Oscars, but I think we're going to see very minimal makeup.
Okay.
As well as a return to natural hair.
I like that.
I don't think we're going to see heavily highlighted or ombre hair anymore. I think it's going to be just like super classic, very healthy, shiny, natural looking hair. Like mine.
By Vidal Sassoon.
Exactly. Having the Oscars coming up, I kind of felt like my hair had a lot of root to it. It was kind of like blonde and a little dried out. And so I just didn't feel like it would look good on the Oscar red carpet. So I wanted to do something that was richer and gave my hair more dimension. And what's nice too about this color, this is the new Solanas product, but what's nice is it's actually the first time that they've had an at-home color kit that has 2 steps to it.
Ooh,
okay, normally,
nice.
You guys know, normally if you've ever
colored
it, you have got to try it out. It's amazing. No, but normally when you use those like old at-home color kits, what happens is it's like you treat your roots and your lengths the same, which is wrong completely. At salons, you'll notice at salons, they'll treat your roots and your lengths differently because your roots need different dye than your lengths do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your length has been processed so much, it doesn't need as much hair dye. And your roots are virgin hair, so it needs more hair dye. So what's cool is it's 2 steps so that you treat them differently, and that's why you get a great color.
I feel like you're going to be starting some trends on the red carpet with your hair. So
I hope so.
Inspiring some people. I
hope so.
Speaking of inspiring people, you have inspired so many with everything you've been through in your life. You're such a strong businesswoman. What's your advice to aspiring journalists?
You just got to get out there and pound the pavement. No job is too small. Mm-hmm. And for me, one of my big breaks actually was I worked at, it's not around anymore, but an internet company where we were doing red carpet interviews. Mm-hmm. Like we had this big ugly mic. No one even knew who we were. No one would watch any of these interviews, but I got to do some great interviews. And that tape of those interviews, I put a demo reel together, and that's what got me into E. So it wasn't the fact that sometimes people feel like, well, that's beneath me. No one even knows this website. No one knows this. It's not about that. It's about getting experience and then getting that footage to send to E and all the other outlets. So I think that's the biggest thing, is knowing that no job is too small.
The hustle.
Gotta hustle, girl. I hustled. I mean, here we are doing this fabulous interview, fun interview on Sunset Boulevard. And I worked about half a mile down as a hostess. And I would stand on Sunset Boulevard with my little, my little podium.
What restaurant?
Clafouti.
No, is it?
It's a little French. No, it's there. It's right near Chin Chin.
It's a
little French restaurant. And I would sit there and I would see all these fancy cars coming by and celebrities walking by. And I just moved here from Maryland and, was just trying to chase my dreams. And so I did it all. And I'm so glad I did, because when you do it all and you make sacrifices, then when you get it, you keep it. Yeah. You know not to lose it, and you don't become a fool. You're smart with everything.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for being so inspiring.
Thank you. Thanks,
and
Chelsea.
High five. Good luck
baby.
at the Oscars.
All
You
right.
got this, girl.
Here I come, Oscars.
And for more, of course, you guys watch her on E! News, because she's gonna kill it. See you later.